Okay, Assalamu alaikum everyone. Good afternoon. And this is Dr. Faizan Kamar from Faculty of Information Science and Technology, University of Bangsar, Malaysia. I would like to welcome everyone, all the participants in this webinar. And I thanks everyone to give your valuable time for this one. And today we are going to discuss about introduction to security issues in deep learning and its application. And for this purpose, we have our speaker, Mohammad Tayyab. He is a research scholar in Taylor University, Subang Jaya, Malaysia. He has received a BS degree in computer engineering from Bahria University, Islamabad, Pakistan in 2012, and he possessed a MS degree in information security from Comsat University, Islamabad, from Pakistan in 2016. He has worked as a senior lecturer in one of the leading University Management and Technology, Pakistan. His research area is related to big data, applied cryptography, deep learning, machine learning, and data sciences. So, on behalf of Center Intelligence Lab, Center for Cybersecurity, Faculty of Information Science and Technology, UKM, Malaysia, I would like to welcome again Mr. Mohammad Tayyab. Assalamu alaikum. Hope you are having a nice day.
Walaikum Salam. Thank you, Dr. Fizan. Thank you so much for your nice introduction. First of all, I would like to thank Center for Intelligence, Center for Cybersecurity, Faculty of Information Science and Technology, UKM, and of course, Taylor University, Subang Jaya campus. Today, I will go through step by step, and I will try to explain different security issues in deep learning. And of course, there will be some future research problems for researchers. And I will also discuss some application, especially related to the cybersecurity and the other real-life applications. So I will start my presentation. My table of my content for presentation will be in the start. I will discuss a little bit about the introduction of deep learning algorithms. Then I will briefly explain the working of deep learning algorithms, how the algorithms are trained, and how these algorithms are validated, and then further they are used. Then I will explain the issues in deep learning. Of course, I will discuss different type of security attacks in deep learning. I will explain some of attacks, and then I have some application related to deep learning, then application in cybersecurity, and of course, at the end, I will conclude my presentation by discussing the open research problem for researchers. Well, the question arises when we learn about deep learning and when we hear about deep learning. The first question is, what is deep learning? Deep learning is a part of broader family of artificial intelligence that are based on the neural network, which is very much resemblance to the neurons in human body. This learning algorithm can be in type of supervised learning or semi-supervised learning or unsupervised learning. So if we look this thing in broader picture, so deep learning and artificial intelligence, including the deep learning, has shown remarkable milestones by introducing many applications and many features. These various applications may have or have direct or indirect link between with the human life, such as the decision-based problems, which very much linked with the patient health record, unmanned vehicles, UAVs, and prediction built on the learning data. We have a number of features that have been explored and that have been discussed by many researchers that advanced in. Okay, if we zoom it out and we see where deep learning lies in artificial intelligence, this picture can you a bit maybe this picture. Okay, this picture may explain a bit about a lot of about the deep learning, where deep learning lies, and how deep learning may be introduced. So deep learning is a subset of machine learning in which artificial intelligence adapts and learns from the various amount of data. Similarly, as I explained that machine learning is a subset of, deep learning is a subset of machine learning. So algorithm is the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed that are termed as machine learning. So deep learning is a subset of machine learning inside the artificial intelligence that has network capable of learning supervised data or unsupervised data. It is also known as the deep neural learning or deep neural network. So when we talk about the deep learning, then we must have knowledge how deep learning algorithm works. So for the first step, the working of deep learning is we have the given training data set or the data set to train the learning model, which is proceed to the learning algorithm. On the base of this learning algorithm, we have the learning model, and then this model generate the output. Like this figure explains a lot. We have training data that is input to the algorithm. On the base of this learning algorithm, by learning the training data set to test or to validate the model that either it is working or not, working accurately or have some problem. This is based on this validation is based on the accuracy of this model. This generate labels for the testing data or new labels for that trained data set, and the output will be in form of classification of prediction. And then the validation of this algorithm is based on the accuracy, precision, false positive or false negative observations. Okay, as when I was explaining the deep neural network, I mentioned it is much resemblance to the human neural network. So this figure must explain that the simplest neural network may have the input layer and the output layer, and inside these two layers we may have much more layers, hidden layers. These layers are known as hidden layers. So deep learning algorithm can run dataset through several layers of neural network algorithms, each of which passes a simplified representation of the data to the next layer. Most of the learning algorithms, including the deep learning, work well for dataset with a few hundred features and columns. Okay, when we have a huge amount of data, then we may have security issues regarding the model, regarding the data set, as well as the data, as well as the model itself. Okay, right. The deep learning perform a wide variety of learning algorithms with a remarkable accuracy and has provide numerous advantages. It also relies a large amount of sensitive data set that is known as training data set or testing data set for learn the algorithm. So when we have the huge amount of data set, then it may have security concerns while we are dealing with a data set, because this data set may come from untrusted resources as well. So these numerous amount of training data set has encountered many security challenges like privacy and security concerns. Data poisoning is one of the most critical security concern where an attacker has a primary motive to overturn or subvert the learning process by introducing malicious activities and malicious dataset into the sampling dataset of training dataset. This will generate the model. This will affect the model and may constrain the boundary of the decision. So many of the model has presented to mitigate the effect of optimal data poisoning attack in deep learning that are based on outlier detection, but they may concern the decision boundary of the model too much. Most of the attack have been launched, which can inject special design injections against the dataset that is used for training or testing. Deep neural network (DNN) is also the vulnerable for adversarial examples. I will explain the adversarial example. Those examples which are used by an attacker to subvert or to sabotage the testing or training dataset are termed as adversarial examples that may perform malicious activity while being modified or unmodified by the observers. I will discuss about the application of deep learning, various applications of deep learning. Firstly, I will discuss the security, cybersecurity application in deep learning. Cybersecurity is considered one of the most important application in deep learning, and it is reliability and reliability of application as well. There have been presented review articles in this context of the application of deep learning, where cybersecurity and reliability has been considered as a major concern. It also highlighted the loopholes in mobile artificial intelligence as well as in daily life applications. As we know, the attacker has primary motive to get sensitive data set from the system in cybersecurity related systems. Many simulatory attacker scenarios can show various risk level for classification and prediction using system credentials, which can present a better view of classified performance using outlier attack models, where parameter can easily be selected to perform the model selected. Similarly, deep learning has also introduced in distributed environment, where deep learning has achieved a milestone in the form of prediction and classification in the distributed environment. However, there are some applicable obligations and potential privacy issues in distributed setup, which have hard to summarize the raw material or data from all the data owner for learning purpose. Privacy preserving approaches, which are very much concerned in distributed environment, because when we upload or when we outsource the data set, we may have a strong concern regarding the data set. Either we are trusting the cloud storage or not. So in this way, the privacy of data and the integrity of data set may be important. For this purpose, many cryptographic technique, I will explain later, many cryptographic approaches have been used to preserve the privacy and the integrity of data to ensure the data integrity while making the data available for user to use. Such method increase the algorithm by using these cryptographic functions. They may increase the efficiency and the computational cost or computation overhead due to the traditional cryptographic approaches. It also provides comprehensive protection for each layer in layered scenarios of distributed architecture. But when we are using these cryptographic functions, we have strong concern that it may increase the efficiency and it may increase, and it can increase the computation overhead and computation overhead of the system. While using the cryptographic function, deep learning and traditional encryption scheme have higher computation cost and significant time complexity due to the complex nature of encryption scheme, such as data encryption standard S or homomorphic encryption. One of the cryptographic functions, that is faster CryptoNet, has been proposed in neural network to overcome the time and increase the cost factor by using differential privacy and leverages transfer learning dataset. This has shown a high accuracy and low computation cost in many of the recent research. Okay, when we are talking about the security issues, we may have the security concern in the social media where deep learning and other things have been using in applying the different features in social media. One of the most common attacks will explain these two attacks, causing and evasion attack, uh, that have substantial impact on social media. Uh, Beside all the features and some good features of social media, there are many security concerns reported like online harassment, toxic comments, and personal hacking accounts. So these are the things where deep learning and security deep learning need to be more accurate and more effective to ensure the security, and it can be improved. Okay. Then we have now we will discuss security attack in deep learning. As I explained in previous slides, machine learning and deep learning model are on the rise and made available to the masses through the user level interface or public query interface. Uh, Most common example that can be used nowadays, that is a real life application, that forecasting model plays a vital role in making decision machines, especially in financial or weather forecasting systems. Such trained model or learning model is often trained on dataset from different resources, as I explained before, which can have untrustworthy element. Where uh, when we are talking or when we are taking the data from untrustworthy resources, then we have a strong concern that an intruder can intentionally or unintentionally can modify the input of the dataset and learn the model using the behavior and generate different kind of attack. When we are talking about the security attack, we have two kind of unique security attack that are considered to subvert the learning process and subvert the normal behavior of learning algorithms, and attacker can get the information related to the dataset as well as the information related to the model itself. Uh, when we are talking the model itself, it means number of layers, number of neurons, and hidden layers can be interpreted by the attacker using different malicious injections. Uh, Most common attacks are pausing attack and evasion attack. Uh, when we are talking about the pausing attack, the name itself explains that malicious dataset are some poisonous dataset that is injected into the training phase of the learning algorithm, which may subvert or which can subvert the normal process of training, as well as when we are going to test the dataset that come in evasion attack. The adversary example that are used to subvert the classification during the testing phase are commonly known as evasion attack. Here, in evasion attack, the attacker deliberately insert the noisiest data that is look like the original data, but may have some malicious activity which can replace the input data and subvert the whole process of learning and testing. As a part of deep learning, an attacker scenario can be different based on the information the attacker can have about the learning model. This information can be fully knowledge, that is known as white box, or black or limited knowledge, that is commonly known as black box attacks. I will explain these two kind of attack later while explaining poisoning attack and evasion attack. Uh, this is the taxonomy which shows the security in deep learning algorithm. We have categorized this thing into three major categories like attacks, privacy preserving techniques, and adversarial settings. In attacks, we have different kind of attack like poisoning attack, evasion attack, model inversion attack, model extraction attack. I will explain these attack later in my presentation, and they have further classification like strong adversary or weak adversary. In privacy preserving technique, we have traditional cryptographic functions that are based on differential privacy based methods, homomorphic encryption based method, Goldberg circuit, and secret sharing. And these are the techniques which are used to preserve the privacy and the security of the dataset. These are the common attack. The first two types of attack, that are poisoning attack and invasion attack, that are considered as the active attack and have more involvement in deep learning. Especially, I'm talking about deep learning. So these two kind of attack have a more effect on deep learning and have affected the model greatly. Okay. Now, a little bit a more explanation on poisoning attack. As I explained that earlier, poisoning attack are prevalent for learning algorithm in artificial intelligence. In this kind of attack, attacker aim to intrude the learning dataset. When I am talking about the learning dataset, it means we have divided the whole dataset into two parts. That is the learning dataset, in which we are trained the model, and then we have testing dataset, which is used for validating the model. So spam filter, support vector machine, that is SVM, DNN, and the classifier system are the common examples and common machine learning algorithm that have been affected by such attack. In poisoning attack, attacker intentionally insert malicious examples into the training dataset to divert or subvert the learning process or mislead or classify the trained model toward the wrong classification. In adversarial model of this poisoning attack, this model can be easily be implemented either with full knowledge, that is white box, as I explained earlier, or limited knowledge, that is black box attack. The main goal of attacker is to get the information regarding the dataset, or the main objective is to destroy the prediction or classification. Lastly, or to get the information about the model. The workflow of this attack can be learned as the poisoning data is mixed with original data. So it is much similar to the original data, and it may subvert the training process, which can then lead to significantly degraded prediction capability of the model. Then on the basis of this changes in the model, the attacker can get the information of the model as well as the dataset, which kind of dataset can be used later. By applying different queries, by applying different technique, the attacker can generate the high accuracy as it can by applying different different queries to the model, so that it generate the similar output as the model originally generate, and then it replace the original dataset from the input side. These are the two common type of poisoning attack: the strong adversaries, that is limited knowledge; the weak adversary, that is fully knowledge. These are the two common scenarios, not the type. These are the two scenarios where an attacker can inject the different activity. Like in strong adversary, the attacker has limited knowledge regarding the dataset as well as the model. So it apply different queries, different things, different injections, different examples to the model, and generate the same pattern as it has. While we are talking about the weak adversaries, here the attacker has fully knowledge of model, fully knowledge of dataset, but don't have the knowledge of model. So on the basis of the dataset, it learn about the model and then replace the dataset from the input. This is the normal working of poisoning attack. The attacker generate the malicious examples on the basis of this output, and then replace the testing dataset from the original dataset, and then it cut off this side, and then it generate the malicious output for the user too. So this is the normal working of poisoning attack. The second most common attack for deep learning is known as evasion attack. In evasion attack, the attacker main motive is to add noise to the standard testing dataset. In previous, we are talking about the training dataset. Now we are considering the testing dataset that is used for validating the model. The classifier, while validating the model, classifies such int as noise. Because previously and with the original training dataset, now it seems that the testing dataset has been changed by additional noise. Then this model labeled this dataset as a noise or a malicious dataset. In terms of geometric evasion attack, shift testing examples, class to another class example. This can then created with the wrong predictions. Like the poisoning attack, evasion attack also has different scenarios where we are considering black box, white box, and gray box. The difference between white box and gray box, black box and the gray box is they have no knowledge or limited knowledge regarding the model, while in gray box, they have less knowledge about the model only. They don't have any knowledge about the dataset or anything else. The three types of event. This is the working of evasion attack. How evasion attack can be launched? Where you can see over here, the testing dataset is affected by adversary, and this dataset is replaced, or this dataset is injected by different noise over here. Then when it comes for the validation over here, the output is affected. Already that dataset has been changed. So this user doesn't know about this dataset, and adversary can get the information of this model by injecting some example and analyzing the output over there. Which kind of output is, what are the patterns and what are the different layers over there. So on the basis of this output pattern, adversary try to change the trend testing dataset as much as it can to get the high accuracy, or to get the as high accuracy as adversary can, or as the original model has. These are the different black box attack in the neural network. When we are talking about the when we are talking about the evasion attack. So these are the attacks for targeted attack, and these are the non-targeted attack. And the common solution for these two attacks are non-obfuscated gradient masking, adversarial trainings, GAN statistical approaches, or obfuscated gradient masking. The dataset used for this model is image data, text, audio, or videos. Similarly, for white box attack, these are the white box neural network, and same solutions and same dataset is applied. Next type of attack is model inversion attack. By defining the model inversion attack, a data controller or an adversary who does not initially have direct access to the training dataset of the deep learning model, but is given access to the content of whole dataset, and then it is able to recover some of the variables in training dataset for those individuals in both the test training and the testing dataset. So initially, the attacker has no knowledge, but it has given the access to the model and then access to the whole dataset. Then it can get the information regarding the dataset and replace the dataset and subvert the learning process as well as the learning phase of the deep learning. Common type of model inversion attack is membership inference attack, property inference attack, or adversarial models. These are the common examples or common types of attack, common types of model inversion attack. One last kind of attack is model extraction attack. It is defined as the model extraction attack are the kind of attack in which an adversary obtains a new model whose performance is equivalent to that of the target model by acquiring access to the target model efficiently. Fewer data set and computational resources than those of the targeted model. In this kind of attack, the attacker deliberately replace or generate the data set which is similar to the data set which is on which the data set has been trained, and then it affect the efficiency and the accuracy of the model as well. The common defense technique against the attack are detecting adversary examples, gradient masking, non-obfuscated gradient masking, or and-obfuscated gradient masking. These are the common methods that are used to defense against the attacks, which is available in recent literature. Lastly, I will talk about the privacy preserving technique in deep learning. There is a need for numerous training data set for effective construction of deep learning model. In general, data is collected from crowdsourcing techniques such as data may contain the sensitive part of users' private data, let's say the hospital data, the patient data, where may have different kind of data, which leading many security threat of privacy of data in deep learning. Additionally, it is also investigating that some critical parameter may be kept hidden for security purposes so that an adversary can perform an inversion attack against the secure deep learning model. Here are some privacy preserving technique like differential privacy based methods, homomorphic encryption based methods, global secrets, and the secret sharing. There are some few research challenges for the researchers which can be considered as their research, like white box attack concerns, how these attacks can be mitigated and how these attacks can be firstly generate and then how to remove these and what are the effect of these attacks. A very sharp and very strong concern with the encrypted data set, because when we encrypt the data set, it has many mathematical operations. It can change the labels. It can change the floating point, and when we convert the floating point and some mathematical conversion, so it might change the data when we are taking the textual data. So it might change the many kind of data points. So there is a concern with encrypted data set. Thirdly, real threats, which may be considered as the most common challenging part regarding the deep learning. And then we are fourthly the defense measures, which may change when once applied, which have major concern regarding the decision boundary of the model. So when we are applying the defense measures, it should be considered as it is considered that it should be ensure that the data points may not change while applying the defense against the such attack. Why adversarial vulnerability require more investigation? Similarly, adversarial vulnerabilities in a general, how these vulnerabilities are applied and what are the effects and how they can be removed. Vulnerability may be prompted by linearity. So these are the research challenges that can be considered for future research. Finally, when I conclude my presentation that deep learning is becoming an attractive topic for researchers and industries due to its effective and problem-solving nature in real-world scenarios. Security and privacy are the most vital concern that can be overlooked, that cannot be overlooked while designing the deep learning algorithms. The attacker or intruder can deliberately change the new or training data set that can cause misclassification and wrong output prediction. Therefore, it is essential to mitigate the security and the privacy issues before applying or designing the deep learning algorithm. Thank you very much for your time, for your patience, for listening me. I must thank again the Faculty of Information Science and Technology UKM, Center for Cybersecurity Lab, and of course my university, Delhi University. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so much. Now I hand over to Dr. Faizan.
Thank you, Mohammad Tayyib. It was very informative and nice presentation. And the discussion about your different kinds of attack, like invasion attack and poisoning attack, are very, very useful and handy. I believe maybe some of the future researchers can have a benefit regarding to this thing. Okay, for now, I open the session for the Q&A. I would like to ask questions from the audience. If anyone have any questions, they can just type on the messaging side of the Facebook page, so I can read those questions for him. And you can see there is one link for the register and your feedback. So I would like to request the audience, they can see the webinar participation link. So they just register there and provide your feedback. Okay, and we wait for the questions from the audience. And meanwhile, I would like to ask one question from my side about this thing. My question is, I want to know that can you just explain more about the real life applications for the deep learning where it can be applied?
The most common example, as explained during my presentation while introducing the deep learning, when we are considering the patient data from health side, health sector, the patient health problem, the patient health record, PHR, and UAVs, where the data is changing continuously. So on that side, when we are applying the deep learning, the attacker have a main motive to change and can fail the system. I take one example of insulin pump, where the pump is considered as to inject the right amount of insulin to the patient. But if the system got failed or system is injected by malicious activity, it can generate the high level of dose for the patient, and on that case the patient can die. So these are the real life applications where the attacker can have more effect on human health as well.
Okay, thank you so much. I would like to ask one more thing about the different kind of attacks you have discussed. So, what algorithms used to define by the deep learning, or how it works that the user faces this kind of attack? So, how you can differentiate between those attacks, so then we can counter with respect to particular attacks?
Okay, there are many attacks. I have discussed only 4 of attacks that are most common, and in 4 attacks, the most common attacks that have affected the deep learning algorithm are a poisoning and evasion attack, where attacker or intruder can inject malicious activities inside the dataset, on which can lead to the output or prediction and classification of dataset. So the common algorithm that is used in deep learning is neural network or deep neural network. So this is the common, which is used for prediction and classification. So I'm talking those algorithms which are related to the prediction and classification of models or of different data sets that are more risky while applying to real life examples.
Okay, thank you so much. Now we have a question from the audience. The question asked by Ali Etzaz. He's asking which machine learning techniques is considered to be efficient for classifying the malicious users in case of patient health record.
Okay, as explained, neural network is used for classification and prediction. So I I must say that neural network or artificial intelligence, if we look at ANN, artificial neural network, sorry, ANN is used for that purpose, which is asking.
Okay, I hope Mr. Ali got the answer for his questions. So do we have more questions? If anyone have questions, they can ask. Okay, one more question I want to ask on behalf of audience, that you talk about some security threats, which is the cyber security threats, or you can say the threats related to social media, like abusive language and heart rate comments, and those kind of it's very common nowadays. So what we can do, and what machine learning or deep learning applications or work we can do on behalf to resolve those kind of issues, because these things is very common and you can't do anything. So what area and research of area is going on in this thing?
Okay, this is considered as the most important thing. When we talk about the social media, there are common words which is considered as the harassment words or abusive words. So there can be an algorithm design which can detect such kind of words, and they can automatically remove the word. Like Facebook has improved a lot in this scenario. Like if we talk about abusive language, or if we have a content or video which is hitting some particular things, that this video, that content, or that post may be deleted from the Facebook itself. Similarly, if we are sharing some wrong kind of video, like child abuse or child harassment, YouTube has removed the video. Or YouTube launched the different kind of action against that user. So it is now available, but it can be improved a lot.
Uh, thank you so much, Mr. Tayyab, for this answer. And is there any questions from the audience? We are welcome for the questions asked by anyone from the audience. So they can just type their questions in the comment box, so I can read for that on behalf of them. And this is quite interesting that we have an expert regarding the machine learning and deep learning topic, because this topic is quite interesting nowadays. So if you want to ask any question, you are welcome. And there is details for the Mr. Tayyab, you can see on your screen as well, his email address. So for any issue, for any purpose, future purpose, you can ask the questions to him as well. Okay, one more question I would like to ask on behalf of audience, that you talk about the different kind of attacks, like poisoning attacks and evasioning attacks. Then there are some categories like white box attacks and black box attacks. So is it there as a further detail on this thing, or further classification related to that kind of attacks we can follow? Or also you advise, that's another question, you can advise or give some research area or research topics related to machine learning, in which the new students can work on it for their masters and PhD. So it's a few questions.
Okay. As you can see in my presentation, I have categorized some of attack. These are my categorization, and this is not the thing that can be followed, or that is fixed. Okay, there are different kind of categorization. You can be this categorization is based on the existing literature, and these are attacks, and I classified on the basis of their working and their effects. Like evasion attack has fully knowledge or black box setting, gray box setting. white box setting. So these are the different scenarios which can be considered for different researchers, that how these scenarios can be changed and how these scenarios can affect the deep learning algorithm. Especially when I'm talking about the deep learning algorithm, we are considering the deep learning models as well as the data set that is used for the deep learning. So people can have different knowledge or different working in terms of attacking, and can launch different kind of attack, and can show different algorithm, can design different algorithm to prevent uh, from the such attack.
Okay, and can you just recommend some of the research area in this field so the students, new researchers can prepare their proposal for their master's and PhD degree? So can you just
I have I
give
have
some
I have some mentioned some few research challenges over here. You can see these are the concerns that can be considered for future researchers. So they can explore, and they can. I must. This is very interesting concern with the encrypted data set.
can you speak the research challenges again, because we cannot share your screen now? Can you just read them for the new
Okay.
audience who just heard it?
I have mentioned deep white box attack concerns. White box attack, when I'm talking about white box, is understood that both kind of attack, evasion attack and poisoning attack. And then the most interesting is concerned that when we are talking about the encrypted data set, and when we applying deep learning on encrypted data set, it might change the parameter value on the data set, because when we are applying the encryption, it means we are applying different mathematical operations. When we are applying mathematical operations by encryption and decryption, it might change some data values which have effect on the model as well. And it is considered as attack, but it is not attack. Similar, real threat means when we are talking about real life applications, so there can be a real data failure, data transmission failure, real attack on machine, real attack on the system. These are the different that can.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tayyab. And we received some positive response from the audience. Mr. Atizaz says it's very informative. Mr. Abu Bakr Alishbani says that this is very valuable workshop. Mr. Taju says it's very useful study for the cyber security during the pandemic. Okay, so we have one more question from the audience. Mr. Ali Lamjed asked a question that training DNN with adversarial attacks make it efficient to detect the adversarial attacks. But how to know if training the one data set can make it efficient for other adversarial attacks for other data sets?
Okay, it depends upon different scenarios. When we are training the ANN with the adversarial setting, it means we are training the model that it can detect, or it is trained regarding that data set. But when we are taking different kind of data set, different other kind of data set, then we must train first the model. Then we can say it is trained for that set or not. It is obvious that if the model is trained for patient health record, and we are applying that model in laboratory section, so we cannot apply that part over there. So the domain of that model and the area of that model must be considered before training the model and before applying the model. And this is considered while designing while designing the secure ANN, or while designing or while developing the secure ANN.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Tayyab. I hope Mr. Ali Amjad got answers of his questions. Okay, if we have another question or other questions from the audience, we are welcome. So because we have still 5 to 7 minutes to discuss about this thing. If anyone have questions, it is welcome. And those who joined before or now, please register and give your feedback for the webinar. So it is very nice for us to know that how you like this kind of webinars. Is it useful or informative, or do we have to continue these kind of webinar to have some knowledge regarding this? Okay, if there are any questions, we are welcome for the questions from the audience. Okay, I think it's not so many questions now after this. I hope the things you explain, the people understand it quite clearly, and maybe they will have the good learning for that one. So thank you, Mr. Tayyab, again for your valuable time. I would like to thank you on behalf of Cyber Intelligence Lab, Center for Cyber Security, Faculty of Information Science and Technology, UKM, and I would really thank that you give some really informative information to our audience, and inshallah we will try to continue this kind of webinar in future as well, and our faculty is trying our best to give valuable knowledge to the audience or to the people around the world. They can learn things from our platform. It's a great pleasure for us as well. Okay, Mr. Tayyab, do you want to just conclude the things? Anything you want to say? So then after I will just disclose this webinar.
I just say that we should use our valuable time to in productive manner, because this is pandemic and we are student of computer science. We are from computer science and we don't need any physical things that we should go. So these are the different. I have discussed some future research challenges. So those who want to work at home and those who are working, they must have good opportunity to work valuably, so that they can use this valuable time in much productive way. That's it from my side.
Okay, thank you so much, and we would like to thanks to the audience again, and they give very good comments as well. And if anyone have any questions regarding these topics or related to this research area, they can contact Mr. Tayyab, Mr. Mohammad Tayyab. You can see his detail on the screen, and his research ID or his email ID is mohammadtayyab78@gmail.com, and you can also contact me on behalf of faculty. Our faculty, I will try to help the students, and my details you can find on our faculty page as well. You can find my name, Dr. Faizan Kamar, and thank you once again. And I think we should disclose and finish this presentation. And thank you once again, Mr. Mohammad Tayyab, for your time. And thank you all the audience who participated and listened. And thank you everyone who organized, our faculty, our research center, my lab, Center Intelligence Lab, and everyone. Mr. Mohammad Tayyab, thank you for your time. Have a nice day. Hope we will see you again with another new topic or some really new informative information. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, after this now I would like to close this presentation, and I would like to thank everyone again for your valuable time. If anyone have any questions, they can just register and give your feedback in the webinar. We will look after and try to improve the quality of our presentation, and we will have to organize more informative webinars similar to this. Thank you once again, audience. Have a nice day. Please be safe and take care of yourself in this pandemic. Hope you have a nice day. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.